At the All-Star break, the Yankees have the best record in baseball at 64-28, their most wins before the break in franchise history. They've also got the largest division lead in the Bigs, a 13-game lead on the Rays in the AL East. The Twins have 50 wins at the break. They've got a 2-game lead on Cleveland and a 3-game lead on Chicago in the Central. In the West, the Astros have a 9-game lead on the Mariners. Seattle ending the first half on a 14-game winning streak, the longest winning streak entering the break in MLB history. One of the great storylines of the first half, the Seattle Mariners. The tightest race in baseball is in the NL Central, where the Brewers have a half-game lead on the Cardinals. The Dodgers, meantime, have the best record in the National League, followed by the Mets, who have a slim division lead on the Braves in the NL East. Welcome in former MLB Executive of the Year and CBS Sports Baseball insider Jim Bowden, who joins us from L.A., where the All-Star festivities are underway, here to deliver his first half recap. And Jim, who's a team that overachieved in the first half of the season?
You know, I'm going to go with the New York Mets because I think it's incredible that they lost Jacob deGrom for almost the entire first half, and then they lost Max Scherzer. And the Atlanta Braves, who I think are a better team than the one that won the World Championship a year ago, they've been able to stay in first place, and they've been able to hold the Braves off. So for the Mets to be able to achieve that with the injuries to deGrom and Scherzer, I think is absolutely phenomenal. So I would say they overachieved in the first half to be able to stay ahead of Atlanta with the injuries they've had to their starting rotation.
Mets have the second highest payroll in baseball behind the Dodgers. You know they are expected to contend for a World Series title. Okay, Jim, who's the team that underachieved in the first half?
Yeah, I'm going to debate between two, the Chicago White Sox and Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have already fired their manager, Charlie Montoya, so I'm going to go with the Chicago White Sox as the team that underachieved. This team has so much talent. When you've got guys like Dylan Cease and Michael Kopech and Lance Lynn and Lucas Giolito in the rotation, you've got those bats in the middle like Luis Robert and Jose Abreu and Eloy Jimenez and Yoan Moncada and Timmy Anderson, the All-Star. They've got so much talent. This team should be in first place by 5 games. Now, understand, they've had a lot of injuries. They had more injuries than any team in the American League Central in the first half. But this team just grossly underachieved from our expectations so far.
They're at the 500 mark at the break and only 3 games behind the Twins in the division. So who's a team that you're fading in the second half?
Yeah, I'm going to fade the Twins a little bit in the second half. Look, I think Minnesota had a great first half. They've got a lot of good, solid starting pitching that's come through. I don't think there's any doubt that Carlos Correa has changed the culture in that Minnesota clubhouse. They believe in themselves. Byron Buxton has done something in the first half none of us expected or thought he could do. He has stayed off the injured list the entire first half. I'm not sure that can continue in the second half. Look, I love the Twins a lot, but I'm not sure they're going to be in first place by the time October comes. I say they take a little step back in the second half.
Well, shoot, if Byron Buxton can stay healthy and Carlos Correa is good, look, you never know what's going to happen in that division. Don't forget about Cleveland. They're scrappy. They're scrappy. All right, so who's the team you believe that will surge in the second half?
That's the White Sox, right? Okay, I got them underachieving in the first half. They got so much talent. I see them surging in the second half and winning this division by 5 games. And yes, I think Tony La Russa will still be the manager at the end of the year. Jerry Reinsdorf is extremely loyal to his good friend. And my understanding from what I'm hearing is La Russa's job is safe, but he also needs to win. This team is too talented. Look, I like the Twins and Guardians a lot. I think they're fundamentally sound teams. I think they're going to be in the race to the very end. But usually talent over 162 games is the one thing that separates teams at the end. The White Sox have more talent than the Twins and the Guardians. They win the division and have a strong second half.
Do you think the White Sox make some sort of big noise at the trade deadline?
I will be shocked if they don't. I know Rick Hahn, the GM, has been on the phone with several GMs already, working the phones and trying to get better. And yes, I do think they'll make a move or two between now and August 2nd.
All right, now let's get the team you're backing to win the whole thing. Yankees and Dodgers are co-favorites to win the World Series at plus 400, which would make for an awesome fall classic. We'd have some games there right where you're standing at Dodger Stadium, or at least right down the road. But consider this, though. At the All-Star break last year, the Atlanta Braves were a long shot to win the World Series at plus 4,000. You know who else is at plus 4,000 right now? The Seattle Mariners, going into the All-Star break on a 14-game winning streak. So, Jim, how about this year? You rolling with one of the favorites, or is there another team further down the board that you like?
No, I'm going to go chalk. The New York Yankees are the best team that I saw in the first half. They've got everything: starting pitching, relief pitching, hitting, power, speed, a great manager in Aaron Boone. They have all the elements, and they're the best team I saw in the first half. So I'm going to go with the Yankees. And the other reason I'm going with the Yankees instead of one of the National League teams is that, to me, the Yankees really only have the Astros to worry about. I know the Mariners are surging, and I think they're going to make the playoffs for the first time in God knows when, which is going to be great for Seattle. But I see the Yankees and the Astros as the two best teams in the American League. If the Yankees get by Houston, they're getting to the World Series. In the National League, as much as I love the Dodgers, the Mets are going to be tough. If they're going to have a healthy DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett, they got a chance to run the table. Milwaukee can always run the table when you've got Burns and Woodruff in their starting rotation. The Atlanta Braves, the world champions, to me, are a much better team this year than last year, thanks to Michael Harris in center field and Spencer Strider in the rotation. And let's not forget about the San Diego Padres, who are already calling the Nationals regarding a trade for Juan Soto. So, look, it's going to be fun in the National League, but I think there are more teams that can get to the World Series. Harder to get there if you're going to lay down some money in the National League than it is the American League. But bottom line is, who's the best team in baseball right now? It's in the Bronx, the New York Yankees.
Yeah, look, the Yankees are no question the best team in baseball right now. And we've discussed this, our producer, Rob Arciero, in the newsroom. We've talked about the same thing you brought up. If they get by the Astros, it's game, set, match. They're winning the World Series. There's not, look, I know that the Dodgers would give them a fit or the Mets would give them a fit, but look, this team is loaded, and they're getting production from guys like Matt Carpenter, who a while back was sitting on the couch, and now he's resurrected his career. One of the great first-half storylines. I'm just curious, your thoughts on what Matt Carpenter has been able to do in this first half of the season.
Yeah, as a former GM, I would have told you 1% chance he can come back. The last 2 years, he looked like he had nothing left. Nothing in St. Louis. He went over to Texas in the minor leagues. They got rid of him. But something happened in the winter. Matt Carpenter was determined to figure out a way to get back. So what did he do? He reached out to future Hall of Famer Joey Votto, sat down, had a lot of conversations with him in person, made some adjustments, and he has been a great story. The biggest story in the first half is still Aaron Judge, who right now is the MVP of the league. That is still the biggest story. But to your point, yeah, the Yankees are really deep. You saw it today on Sunday. Tim LaCastro finally gets a start, and what does he do? He homers in the game. I mean, that's what the year has been for New York. And remember this, the Yankees aren't done either. Brian Cashman has been out there trying to upgrade left field. He's been trying to upgrade center field, so he's not going to rest on his laurels either. This Yankee team on August 2nd is going to be even better than the Yankee team we're talking about right now, which right now is the best team in baseball.
Yeah, Aaron Judge, 33 home runs at the break, ties Roger Maris, who had 33 in 1961 when he set the record at the time. I mean, it's ridiculous when you talk about all the correlations that this Yankee club is having to teams of past that have won the World Series. And right now, again, 64-28 at the break, their most wins before the All-Star break in franchise history. Jim is back in the Yankees to win the World Series at plus 400. Jim, great stuff as always, and we'll be looking for you on Monday and Tuesday from Dodger Stadium. Again, Jim will be with us for the All-Star Game festivities in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium. Home Run Derby Monday night with the 92nd All-Star Game to follow on Tuesday. The American League has won 8 straight All-Star Games.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.